viewers, this na Dr. Isatuka K. Jalo. I come to you today, November 7, 2021. As we all know, what's in the go on right now in our country, it's sad, it's devastating, but they always advocate, they talk for things in our country make sense for all they can for try for ease people them sorrows them with kind words, prayers, and moments of silence. I want to spend this first 1 minute here with prayer, a moment of silence for pray for all the one them we don't lost their life during this explosion we happened in our country, on the 5th of November 2021. Now a day we will continue for remember, and we hope say we will continue for learn from this, for no say it's not a lesson. The one they always find themselves into this situation here, so now the destiny of the Almighty Allah, and we pray and hope say the family members them able for take courage, get a heart for really deal with the sorrows them way than they deal with right now. So we'll spend this 1 minute for prayer. May the Almighty Allah accept our prayers. May the Almighty Allah forgive those that have lost their lives in this fire explosion once again. And from the entire management team from Sierra Network, Salone, Sierra Network Discoveries, we want to say our sincere condolences to the family and the loved ones, who have lost their life. So I'll share a slide just, for a message for our country. We'll continue to pray for our country, Sierra Leone. Let me share the slide. I close this one. So okay, so I get this way now the burn. I will start from the start, from the beginning, and try to do a slideshow. Hopefully I won't get problem with the frames. Okay. So as you can see, this now burn injury and management. So it come to you today, live. Meanwhile, and then people that are still waiting, them will benefit from. The one them all we don't sustain burn injury. We know we don't lost lives them, but the one that we currently they go through pain at the hospitals them. With the hope say waiting we share and also today will be beneficial to you, even if you get like a burn way if you say the burn something just minimal, like in a 1st degree, 2nd degree, 3rd degree, 4th degree, right? And sometimes some burn then they are superficial, some then are different one them way if you say the grade and the phase of treatment it differ a little bit. So I think say I can get a little bit of from one thing I don't see, I think the screen don't froze, so I probably get for left and a smaller view so that I not will get problem for discussing. Yeah, so make I do in a smaller view frame. Okay, so again, since we get a little bit of issue, hang on. Okay, that was the slide. So we hoping that I'm not gonna have a frozen screen, because I will get a frozen screen with the slide. So I be want to show the slide as I talk to everybody. I will show them, but I think it's probably gonna be more in a smaller frame. So I just want to let viewers and know that it will be in a smaller frame. But then I will discuss them. So you go really within really burn and everything. So burn injury, fire burns, and it's the 5th most common causes of unintentional injury, deaths in the United States, and the 3rd leading cause of fatal home injuries. So I just want to let people that know that we talk about burn now, like the 5th most common injuries and way people then can sustain now, either it could be intentional or unintentional, but this one specifically they say now unintentional injury where people then can sustain, and now the 3rd leading causes of fatal home injuries even here in the United States. As we talk about that, you see already within the skin, within the skin look like, and then you see where somebody gets a 2nd degree burn, to 3rd degree, how it looks like for them. So approximately 486 people require medical attention of burn each year. So this now the United States. I just want to let people to understand that not to just Salone normal can experience that kind of thing there. It can happen at so many countries them. So we just sad it happened to we, and we pray say God Almighty really protect we from that kind of thing from happening in the future. And then the other thing here is I hope so I know they get issue with the slides when the program they go on. If anything, just chat in the box here. I can make sure say they see the comments them. And then again, most burns occurs in the home, so meaning that you host young children and the older adults are at higher risk for burn injuries. Nurses must play an active role in the prevention of burn injury by education regarding prevention concepts and promoting safety legislation. So you see where and they talk to you being a nurse, now then country as also the nurses then get a voice, then can advocate really for lobby for different things and go to Congress for make sure see then put measures them in place in how people then how to protect people them from getting burned. And then also you see like fire safety officers them can go to different communities then educate people them on burn injury. And then another thing I want for law we focus on here now, goals related to burns, meaning prevention, institution of life-saving measures for the severely burned person is very important for make we go do prevention of disability and disfigurement, meaning when somebody don't go through a burn injury, like I mentioned Leone, and I think I've been mentioned say I get a sister we actually get a 4th degree burn, then scars, then they talk about disfigurement, through early specialized and individualized care, and also rehabilitation through reconstructive surgery and rehabilitation programs. So like where me been get me own burn initially, the first place where I go, I'm not being stay there, I be end up for go now we own hospital because I'm at the burn center, now the Bronx, we at Jacobi Medical Center, now we at the Snake Bite Center, now the Tri-State area, and at the burn center we designated a unit specifically for burn patients then when they come, so initially they may say for do a skin graft at first, but luckily what can at Jacobi an experienced person say to me, to the resident actually say I think she doesn't need a skin graft. All she needs is like hyperbaric treatment, meaning for the make sure so that they wash the wound 2 times a day and put the Silverdin cream, because that way they it can help. And after that again when the wound be done heal, another thing we I be do I be always apply the A&D ointment, it be really help, and like if I show you, you go see them. I have to show you, but like if I walk up past you, you're not going to know that I actually had a burn injury. So but that's not something we don't happen, and I know the pain why I be there in during that time. We come now hospital, the first thing we then can give you now like narcotics, definitely they can give you, because if the regular medicine they not work that moment, they in so much pain, then they give you for make them control the pain. So now I've been talk more about pain management now key for them people they are so, and also hydration. That's something we people then get for no say them one that we go through burn right now. Really they experience so much pain, they need fluids and electrolytes, right? So waiting are some of the things and where we go do for bring awareness in burn. Definitely it involves awareness and sensitization to the communities them, as I mentioned, like if you get a home, you get a smoke detector, you worry about carbon monoxide, also if we get a detector is good, like we don't get a daytime light savings today, so you can see when they encourage you for change the battery, right? So definitely. And also another thing, one for reduce the risk for house fires, never smoke in bed. So definitely that na key statement. People that when they smoke, try not for smoke na bed, and also avoid smoking when drinking alcohol and taking drugs that induce sleep, and keeping machines, and lighters and all that thing away from small picking them, right? Because if you they drink alcohol, they smoke, and then you take medication where they make you drowsy, and remember the alcohol they impair your memory or your cognitive function. So all that thing, and they can mistakenly you drop cigarette, like what you say this also now possibly they smoke, you drop this cigarette where this flame go catch, right? Because like I be they always question how come this fire even catch place, yes, more tanker pack, somebody else bang them, and then when they don't bang them, then this fire go flame. Waiting happen, waiting be the cause, now the engine catch fire, or now waiting. So me, I be they think this back and forth, they go through how this even happened. For you, the other side cannot really tell you. So if you're not possible they smoke, definitely you want for avoid for smoke now areas, and when a gas station, you they see even when they tell me they buy gas, when they buy fuel, you for turn the engine off, for left the engine on, and then you get the you go fill up the tank, right? So that now some things, and we'll for try for educate we love one them people them, and that can really help. So, and another thing you want for make sure say they somebody we don't get burned, you tell them how for assess them burn and how they will prevent themselves, and also another thing, people then can get burned not only with fire but with warm water, right? If the water too hot, check the temperature, you can end up forget yourself hurt, that way they, that's something again we get for talk to we love ones about, yeah. And these not just the skin, the anatomy of the skin, you get the skin way until the epidermis, which are the top layer of the skin, they get the dermis, then you get the dermal, we're not like the one underneath, right? So all NTI get different stuff, then where I will discuss more where I do the actual presentation, so that I will share the slide. This not just for talk about, definitely like things and way we can do for prevent and protect ourselves when burn happen. So let's just see the next thing here, the degrees of burn. Really they deal with first degree when are like a superficial, second degree in a partial thickness burn, and then you get third degree when a full thickness burn, then you get fourth degree when are like full thickness with fat, the fascia, the muscle, and the bones, they all don't get involved. So then I'm sure many of the people them way we see okay, also not beyond, yeah, okay, I get some messages and we'll go read them after we're done with this. Then that not something, the fourth degree very severe and very devastating, and you don't even know how the person they deal with the pain and everything will require so many reconstruction of their body and maybe moving stuff. This is just not the anatomy again. And this one way I show you right now where it comes to now like the first degree burn, where like in terms of clinical manifestation, you talk about pain, peeling, somebody they get possible blisters. This is not just like a stern burn, like person will get light skin, even not to light skin. If you go outside, you get for day at beach, you get for day out there too long, definitely find a way for protect your skin for make sure see get sunburn, because now weighs them down, they will be able for help and protect yourself. And also for second degree, this not the one way it be saying the partial thickness burn, and this person they in so much pain, paresthesias, sensitivity to hair currents, blisters, disrupted dermis. You can see where the fluid, like the thing that get fluid panel, get some water, inside, right? So then people then they so much then people that sometimes they may need a grafting, skin graft, right? So then can always say that it's anywhere from 2nd degree, like I've been just mentioned, Leone. And this particular one are like a 3rd degree. I think I can zoom it in a little bit. Let's see if I can do that. This one are 3rd degree, where it be say the person they in a state of almost like a shock. Excuse me. Okay, so okay, let's try to keep this one place. It doesn't look like it's gonna work for a slideshow, so keep it where it should be. Okay, so 3rd degree, when a full thickness burn, now something where they cause, people then they begin to get red blood cells now, or the muscles them within them urine, they break down, it cause so much swelling, they cause there will be a wound infection because the person already get an open wound, and the person definitely need pain management, need grafting, then thing there. So definitely we want for make people understand. And sometimes the person they even feel nothing, the red area, and seeing this destruction of pigmentation at the urine, it's really not normal. And we the hope say people then when they go through then injuries they have right now, they get the maximum treatment and care we then deserve. As we know, is very devastating. And unfortunately, they see this screen too big, but I will tell you this screen, so this not just somebody, which I would try for see if I'm able to make it a little bit larger, because I really feel say it makes sense. So if you can see this other slide with the 4th degree, the 4th degree, 9 na the one way we don't talk about, say now this person they not in a state of shock, right? It can they like now amputation or something where they might have to do with these people, and that's really something to be concerned about. Grafting, we know, wound care, with a severity, because now they get open wound. This other one here basically now like a electrical, somebody gets electrocuted, just to show, but that's not the key here. The key definitely now the one them way they go through pain right now. So they talk about physiological changes then way would they happen to them. So if like more than 30% of somebody it don't get burned, more than 30%, they need a systemic treatment, hydration, because at this time, as I mentioned, fluid shift, then they in a state of shock, they will become hypoperfusion, like so the body can shut down blood flow into certain areas them, especially like the stomach. It can take and say this not a vital organ right now, meaning I need for focus on the brain, I need for focus on the heart, and then make sure see the inside and they get enough blood flow, and oxygenation to the brain, so they're not going to end up with stroke or any other complication. So the body can try for compensate with different things. So if we take a look at this again, when the I'm not sure why my slide is doing that, but I do wanted to show different things. Okay, this just now like physiological action of the sympathetic nervous system, compensatory responses to burn injury, and during the early phase within the person they go through really at this stage, first they deal with thirst. They become very thirsty because they're dehydrated, and then they can experience, increased heart rate, meaning their heart sound or their heartbeats, they go higher, and then respiration also is higher. And the other thing, again, what I mentioned, the gastroenterological system or the GI system, there's slow or no gastric motility, meaning nothing is happening within the GI function. Now this person will become, then go get like when you listen to them bowel sound, they hear much, and then they become very distended. then they become like they want to throw up, nausea, and then they begin for get ulcer within their stomach. So most of the time, people that will get burn, they can give them medication for prevent ulcer, right, now the stomach. So the way then they call Collins ulcers. So that's not something for prevent. And then they talk about the GU system, when are the the urinary system, basically, they can retain fluid, right? So with them people that then get so much swelling when they go on, they're not able to go urinate, like you can insert Foley catheter just for make sure so you get rid of the urine, because they're not dense system, then they walk. They walk. Why? Because the sympathetic nervous system, they try for compensate for the main organs then first before it begin to focus on other part of the body. And another thing which can happen, so as we say, decreased urine output, and then also the specific gravity in can become, also increased in this case, that they show how dehydrated then people they are be, then they retain fluid, and also they cause, another thing can happen, the skin, can get vasoconstriction to the extremities as well as to the capillary refills. So when they check the person, the blood flow, you see say when the skin, even the skin, they lack blood flow. So hydration is key in this compensatory process where they happen, and we hope say all the one them right now that they get proper hydration, especially within this early stage. And then another thing here where we go see is like we normal body, what thing can happen for normal blood capillaries, you get water molecules, then water is like the smallest molecule that can pass through the capillary pores. And then now somebody don't get a burn injury, waiting can happen. Not only the water will be the pass through the capillary pores, another thing we will begin to go through them pores, then they way now like a normal physiological function. Now you don't begin to get proteins, then you don't begin to lose protein molecules. If like if this slide be the project, you will really see the difference as to if water very small, like just like if you take a pen, you do in a dot form, and now then any normal go able go through your capillary pores, and now you talk about burn, somebody who don't get burned. Then what thing they go through there? Now like the proteins then bigger. They're probably like almost 10 times bigger than the water molecules. So that not for happen when now like drastically it will become very increased, and these large molecules like protein passing through the capillary pores, really not right, because now you will begin to see where this person they lose so many things and they will need for correct them problems they are. So and another key thing here for make we see metabolic changes, there will be definitely an increased core body temperature, response to the temperature regulation by the hypothalamus, and some of the catecholamines, them antidiuretics, the hormones, them all them different things they also will be increased in secretion, because the body really they try for see how it will try for fix the injury we don't happen to the body. So and again, compensatory responses to burn injury, it has to be like inflammatory compensation can trigger healing. So something I want everybody to understand most of the time. Let's say we body actually very sensitive to things. If you get a cut, you get antibodies and we can rush to the site for where they bleed, for make sure say that cut or that injury the way don't happen to you, get some invasions them of infection or foreign body. So now the tendon, you can see that swelling now the site of the cut, you see the redness, you see the warmth where can happen, where now you take and say there's been an inflammatory response or problems or things that we don't happen for make your body compensate for waiting the injury where your body don't sustain. So we body really can try and fight some viruses them, some injuries them, but in many cases them, if we not take prompt action and intervention, it can really get worse, for people them, and if we can go through again here Definitely where they deal with somebody we don't go through burn, direct airway, protection, the ABCs, airway, breathing and circulation for you key in how you will prevent them. And like I said, people that here can sustain burn injury, can even get smoke poisoning, can get pulmonary, like lung fluid overload. Now then lungs them, when you listen to the lung sound, they hear fluid crackles them, we're not normal, right? It can affect the breathing as well. And carbon monoxide poisoning is something we can happen. As we can talk about all the different things, hypovolemic shock, when at the cardiovascular part of it. But if somebody don't sustain a total body surface area of a burn, at 45%, you can see say this person, it needs so much fluid, so much attention in things and we will prevent them from getting into hypovolemic shock. The vital signs has to be stable. That means the blood pressure, the heart rate, all the different things. So you want to make them hemodynamically stable, because that's very important thing for in the care process or in the care management. So we do hope say that's not an ongoing thing where they go on, and then people that are definitely need for either the ICU or the burn intensive care unit, and then can gradually bring them down to the regular units them as their condition stabilize, right? The key thing here, vascular changes resulting from burn injury, that fluid shift, we don't talk about. And then another thing here, the kidneys, we don't talk about the decreased urine output. And again, skin assessment, the size and depth. And we get something where they use in our hospital for calculate how much fluid this person really need within the first 8 hours of burn injury. So what they call the rule of nines, meaning each part of the body they measure them. There's part of it, you get the torso, you get the legs, the arms, then can count them by percentage. If you get a certain percentage, you multiply them by the person weight in kilograms, and then you know how much fluid the person will get within that first 8 hours, because like half of the fluid has to be given within 8 hours of the burn. So like that day, I'm sure they say the fire been start 10 o'clock na net, and then if these people that work at the hospital, that 10 o'clock time, now the clock don't begin tick. They left that time, they say, okay, now 11 midnight, now 11 o'clock or now 12 midnight, this person reach now. So if you don't say the first 8 hours, now that time they are the count, the calculation for getting the fluid. No, the time they start from 10 p.m. from the time when the person sustained the burn injury. So you 8 hours now it start. So when they get fluid, it's based on that time. So the large amount, the half of the fluid definitely has to be given within that 8 hours. So we're looking at 6 a.m. in the morning. So you calculate the fluid and see how much this person will get within from that time they will reach you in a hospital. So don't feel like and this morning for nursing students them we get for the benefit from that part of it, or the nurses them because now a formula we use for make people then calculate the right thing with the person in weight in kilograms. And this not just a facial injury somebody gets and then intubated with now with machine, and you can see this is really disfigured and it's very tough to look at. And also this other one are the rule of 9 where they talk about like the head itself, the person sustain any injury to the head now 9%. If they sustain any injury to the arms, them each arm now 9%, each leg now 18%. So but then usually the question for the nursing student can go be like, okay, if the person just sustained injury now to the front leg or the anterior part of the leg, so that say na 9%, not to 18%. So you get for divide them. So and then also if you talk about the anterior or chest, or the front dining at 18%, and then like the perineal when are like around the groin or the pubic area, that not just 1%. So now 100%. So you do the math based on that, you add the calculations down, and then you try for make sure say the person get the correct fluid intake with a need for get. And then we continue for giving things and we go help for decrease GI ulcers and the other stimulations that we will cause them for get more problem, the paralytic ileus, we don't want to foresee that. Again, focus on the phases of burn injury. You get the emergent and resuscitative phase, when at the onset of the injury to completion of fluid resuscitation. And I make that fluid intake day very important within the first 8 hours, and then the remaining you can give over 16 hours. And then you get the acute and intermediate phase, when are from the beginning of diuresis to the wound closure, meaning wound care. This now ongoing stuff. And then you get the rehabilitative phase, we get for deal with from wound closure to the return of optimal physical and psychosocial adjustment. And that now something we are ongoing, and that's why we need a psychological counseling going on, psychosocial psychotherapist, right there, with the people them for really help them out, in this current situation where they go through providing them with emotional support, maintaining their body temperature can really help, for make sure say always you maintain the airway, and that can start at a 36-hour to 48-hour mark. Now you acute and intermediate phase. So these are based on hours. So it's really important that we look at it. So the emergent now 24 to 48 hours, then acute now 36 to 48 hours practically, and then you talk about the rehabilitation phase. Now we can begin afterwards. And then prevention is definitely key. So like where people then can go witness a fire scene, we get this way, then they teach you in our hospital, where then they teach now many different organizations, then where then they call RACE, meaning, they try for rescue, you want for sound the alarm, and also you want for confine the fire, and also try for evacuate, right? So you can learn them thing there, so in acronyms, in a way, how you for prevent yourself and other people then wait actually they go through burn, if like in the faster you work, the better it is. And also we all get these fire extinguishers then at the hospital now, certain areas where then they teach you how for use them, right? When I like pass, you pull the pin, aim at the base, squeeze from side to side, so like these are things that they teach you during orientation for make you know how to deal with fire safety. You can always see where the most of the nurses then where they listen or we get for listening go really tell you now part of the orientation where you start a new job. And also where they give IV fluid, it will be a large bore IV, so, and also now the lactated ringers now they give during that time because it contain electrolytes, and it help for really this person let it recover faster. And oxygenation is also needed for the one that we suffer some respiratory problems and also you want for be careful. Then people that are so waking will they say treat the key here is like treat patients with falls and electrical injuries as a potential cervical spine injury, because you don't know if this person, if for them from a far distance cause so many problems to them. So that's not something where we just want for keep in mind. But with this one way we deal with now, we can't see, we all see. And we don't talk about the emergent phase as well as the fluid resuscitation. Definitely wound care, it's paramount in this. The ABCs, hemodynamic status, monitoring for fluid volume deficits, as well as assess the extent of the burn. We'll talk about the rule of 9, and the formula for that, nurses then know. You calculate this, as I mentioned before, the total body surface area in percentage, the body weight in kilograms, and then that can tell you how much fluid this person need within the time where it present to the hospital. And then in definitely emergent phase, we don't talk about the compensatory mechanisms that when they go on, where the body they try for short fluid, blood flow in certain areas down, and we don't talk about the time frame in all these different stuff. But the things and where we want for really pay attention to when like nursing management of the patient in the acute phase or the intermediate phase. Restoring the fluid balance, that's something key. Prevention of infection, and also, promoting the skin integrity, relieving pain and discomfort, and also promoting mobility as well as strengthening coping strategy. These are key things for let we understand, and all the one them way they take care of we loved ones then right now in the country for, really try for implement all that in there. Something where we say yesterday in the program, if you tired, you don't work too long, you definitely want for ask for a break so that you not go overwork. We can tend for put NG tube, meaning like a nasogastric tube through somebody in nose, for make we go feed them, because like we say the GI system, they work well, right? So then people that also they benefit from nasogastric tube feeding at that point, where then they go through, these acute intermediate phase. And then, we talk about support for the patient and their family members them, they need that. Monitoring and managing complications now key, all these different things they are so. And also the take home message really, like sometimes patients then can get, potential problems them when not complications them at the end. So with this you get for work with the specialists them in that area there. So you talk about heart failure, pulmonary edema, meaning lung swelling, with fluid around, the pulmonary doctor, the vascular, doctors them, because there will be visceral damage as well as especially in our electrical burn. Sepsis when a biggie. Now you need to worry about infection of the blood. It's very scary, and that's something we the hope say people them can look at the wound care, they do it right, make sure say then they wear the proper glove, hand hygiene between each one way they do. For rehabilitation, as we said, begin as early as possible in the emergent phase and extend from a longer period after the injury. You want to also focus on wound healing. Again, we repeat then thing that because now something way for they happen. Allow time for the patient to grieve, because some of them then will begin look their body just not them feel say, why me, why this happened to me, not to me body being there and all that. So you really need for allow them time for grief, waiting they go on, then and they don't lose their skin. Maybe now then they would that scar for some time. You want to encourage the patient to use, prescribed splints and things that way they prescribe them at the hospital, and also how for prevent exposure to burn in the future. So that now something that way I've been feeling I want to share with everybody today. We will talk about burn. And now that make I just do that discussion, but I will definitely do a formal one. We will actually give you a bigger picture of the slide. With that, I want to say many thanks to many people them waiting out today. And again, we message and prayer and we hearts go to all the people that now we country, where they go through this loss, and we all own loss, right? Now we own loss. So I want, Lord continue for pray for we country, Lord continue for pray for Salone. We are yesterday even with Sister Martha, they been I don't join we, they been sing a song for we. Suma Abdullah, they say nice one, doctor. God bless you too, sir. And then Memina to say, for also not to be on your cell phone while refueling. Exactly. Waiting at the gas station, so many things, and they don't want for make you go to do. I'm gonna to say Alhamdulillah, thank you. We thank you too, ma. And then Mohammed Kago say, may the soul of our beloved that have departed from us rest in perfect peace till we meet again. And I wish a speedy recovery to those that injured. So now that's in they say, and then they say really in our country nowadays some mankind are so wicked to their colleagues. So because of money, it seems as if they will live into this world forever, exactly, forgetting that they will face judgment one day. Let us come together and build our beloved nation, of course, inshallah. Thank you very much for all those inputs and feedback. Thank you, and definitely God bless the team. Memzo, they say, and Memzo will also give you a message. So let's see what he says. Say yes. So burn wounds really hurt. Speaking from experience, I recently suffered one from opening my pot and the wrong way, and the steam got me big time. First treatment was Silverdene cream. Exactly, that's not the treatment, and they give you twice a day. We're not a 1% cream. We're not in sulfur Silverdene way we can give patients them, and then also if they also say vitamin E oil, it healed now, but left a scar. Sorry to hear that. All the one them we don't sustain burn injury. It is definitely sad and tough one. We want to tell everybody we join me today. Thank you, and we get Ajafanta Kake say, may Allah continue to guide and protect our people in Sierra Leone. Amen. So we definitely take all the prayers them. Lack humanitarian feelings. I think this be the calm messages them in the beginning from we sisters them. We tell everybody thank you for their comment, their input today. And we hope and pray, say God Almighty Allah will guide and protect we all for waiting we do. And hi Mama Salone family, listener from Martha and also Suma Abdullah. We tell them all thank you, and I hope so we all listen to all them thing they are so, and we find a way in how we will protect we self-protect we loved ones, them protect all the one them we know say then they are at risk for burn. If you get small picking, just know say then they are at higher risk for burn. And if you get an elderly person, they also at higher risk for burn, because the reason is as then they get older, then the sensation can decrease. And also if you then get some medical conditions, then sensation for burn can also decrease. So meaning they say as they get older, the sensation they decrease, not increase but decrease, right? So because of that, it can cause you for they get feeling like something. Even if you touch warm water, you open the warm water, you feel like they feel, because maybe you get like a neuropathy or things like that. So definitely not something for be watchful for. If you get an elderly person where you deal with, you get to make sure so you check the temperature as well as picking them. And with the hope say we people then are we in Connaught Hospital, 34 Hospital, Rukupa Government Hospital, Choi Tram, all the other hospitals, then we pick up sick people, then we tell them all thank you for the good work that they do. We really appreciate everybody we come on the scene, try for help, and with the hopes that the mistake will happen this time, not happen again. You see fear, stay away. If you're not possible to smoke, nobody drop cigarette now the ground, because you don't know if somebody be don't twist something they now God forbid the fire will catch not to one person, now many people them life then it take. And as we continue for grief with this problem, so we want to say many thanks to all the one that we sacrifice and for be part of this, and to Vice President Mohamed Jules Jallo, we thank you. Thank you for your leadership. Thank you to all the humanitarian organizations them with it on the ground, to the Red Cross and to Caritas, and we say many other ones, and non-government organizations that we're on ground, where they try to do something right now. We tell them thank you. To all the different media platforms them we bring we news, bring we update and things them about what really they happen on ground. We tell them all thank you, because this loss now we all lost, bringing us news to the nation now the way to go. And with the hope say we will continue for work together as a Sierra Leonean, and to all the journalists them for them tirelessly for working really for make sure see them bring we current news, up-to-date news, and to them management in all the different angles. Then we tell all the different networks then at the country, as well as the one that we overseas. We tell everybody thank you. And now we will name everybody one by one, but we know say we get news from different angles them, and we tell everybody thank you for the good work. With that, we end this discovery now. So until we meet again next week, inshallah. This now Dr. Aissatou Kake Jallo, family nurse practitioner. I hope you all stay, safe and have a blessed week ahead. And we end the program today with the Sierra Network Discovery Salone advert. Thank you very much. Thank you, Amanatu, for also that message. Thank you, AAA Sierra Network, relentless effort educating and sensitizing us on important issues each day. May Allah continue to reward you. This they come from Amanatu. Stay safe, and also Amin, Amen. We really appreciate all the comments and the feedback from all we viewers them, and the one that we deal with we right now and the one them before now.
Sierra Network is the network that bridges the gap between the diasporas and those within Sierra Leone by providing authentic and factual news on a daily basis.
We at Sierra Network Salone take pride in
quality and productivity is our utmost priority in service delivery to the communities we serve.
We expect professionalism at all times.
Our service to the people of Sierra Leone is paramount in what we do.
We constantly strive for innovation and the best that meets the demands of the people in Sierra Leone.
Our passion and creativity oversees the work we produce.
We work as a team to provide you the best in news, media, comedy, entertainment, and all your event coverages.
Sierra Network is here to offer you the best.
We engage the people to learn about Sierra Leone's culture and history.
This is AAA from Sierra Network.
This is Dr. Aissatou Kake Jallo from Sierra Network Health Talk and Discovery.
This is Ishmael Dadis Bangura from Sierra Network Comedy and Production.
This is Abib Kaloko from Sierra Network Media.
This is Sila Kemtakabu from Sierra Network Media.
This is Aissatou Smai Sise from Sierra Network Talk to the Camera.
This is Kona Sise from Sierra Network Talk to the Camera.
This is Samuel Bright from Sierra Network Media.
This is Mohamed Eskabu from Sierra Network Production and Comedy.
This is Justice A.M. Tijan from Sierra Network Media.
This is Salema Sukaki from Sierra Network Tell Me Salone.
Sierra Network Salone, where Sierra Leone is never too far, at 56 Campbell Street, 2nd floor, Freetown, Sierra Leone. You can call us at +232 77 42 5637 or +1 646 610 3107, or visit us on the web at snradio.net or sncfny.org.